In the heart of London's criminal underworld, a stolen painting and millions in missing cash ignite a dangerous game of deceit and betrayal.
With war criminals attached to the trigger?
As rival gangs and ruthless criminals close in, everyone is out for blood, and no one can be trusted.
He's gonna fight.
The movie begins with a voiceover explaining what it means to be a RocknRolla. In life, most people want the good things: fame, money, and power. But a true RocknRolla, as the narrator puts it, wants even more. He wants it all. Soon, we discover that the narrator is Archie, a trusted second-in-command to Lenny Cole, a powerful crime boss who controls both the criminal underworld and the real estate business in London. Archie knows everything about Lenny, and he fills us in on his shady dealings. Lenny is the kind of man who pulls strings behind the scenes, making sure everything in the city runs under his control. One day, a wealthy Russian businessman named Yuri Omovich comes to Lenny with a business deal. Yuri wants Lenny's help to complete a big real estate transaction. This is a huge opportunity, and Lenny is eager to get involved. As they talk, Lenny tries to charm Yuri, but Yuri isn't interested in small talk. He gets straight to the point and asks Lenny how much money the deal is worth. Lenny tells him it's going to cost 7 million euros. Yuri agrees to the price, but asks Lenny to borrow his lucky painting as a show of good faith. Lenny agrees, thinking it's a small price to pay for such a profitable deal. Yuri then instructs his accountant, Stella, to handle the money transfer. But what Yuri and Lenny don't know is that Stella is secretly working against them. She has been double-crossing them the whole time. Stella tips off a gang of thieves called the Wild Bunch, who are led by a man named 1-2 and his partner, Mumbles. She tells them about the money transfer and arranges for them to steal it before it gets to Lenny. As if things weren't bad enough, the lucky painting Yuri lent to Lenny mysteriously goes missing. This makes Lenny extremely nervous because he knows that painting is Yuri's prized possession. When the painting disappears, all eyes turn to Johnny Quid, Lenny's estranged stepson. Johnny is a wild rock singer who has fallen deep into addiction. He's unpredictable and dangerous, and many people believe he might have stolen the painting. When Yuri finds out that his money has been stolen, he doesn't seem too concerned at first. All he wants is to get the real estate deal done. But just to be safe, he sends some tough enforcers to retrieve his money, making it clear that he doesn't want any more problems. Meanwhile, Lenny is desperate to get the painting back before Yuri realizes it's gone. Lenny and Archie seek help from Mickey and Roman, two music producers who used to work with Johnny. Lenny threatens to shut down their clubs and performances unless they help him find Johnny and the missing painting. At the same time, Handsome Bob, one of 1-2's close friends, is facing a personal crisis. He has a court date coming up, and if convicted, he could spend 5 years in prison. Bob is feeling down, so 1-2 plans a party to lift his spirits. But even at the party, Bob is still troubled, and 1-2 can tell something is wrong. Eventually, Bob confesses to 1-2 that he has had a crush on him. This revelation shocks 1-2, who has always seen Bob as a ladies' man. Confused and a little angry, 1-2 storms out of the car, feeling embarrassed. The next day, Mumbles notices that 1-2 skips Bob's court hearing. When Mumbles confronts him, 1-2 explains that something awkward happened between him and Bob the night before. Later, we find out that Bob gets lucky in court. He's acquitted because the prosecution lost some key paperwork. Bob is overjoyed, but 1-2 is frustrated because he thought he had done something special for Bob's last night of freedom, only to realize that Bob wasn't going to prison after all. To make matters worse, everyone starts teasing 1-2, making him feel even more uncomfortable. As the story unfolds, we learn more about Johnny Quid. His dangerous behavior is largely due to his harsh and violent upbringing he endured. Johnny's troubled past has shaped him into a reckless and unpredictable person. At one point in the present, Johnny tries to enter a nightclub owned by Mickey, but the bouncer stops him because he doesn't have any money. Unfazed, Johnny attacks the bouncer with a pencil, showing just how volatile and dangerous he can be. Meanwhile, 1-2, Mumbles, and Handsome Bob try to steal another large sum of money from Yuri, but things don't go as planned. They end up being chased by Yuri's gunmen in a high-speed car chase. The chase is intense. Despite being injured, they manage to escape and take the stolen money to Stella, just like they always do. By this time, Yuri is starting to get suspicious. He begins to think that Lenny might be involved in the theft of both his money and his painting. When Yuri confronts Lenny, Lenny's pride gets in the way, and he talks back to Yuri. Yuri calmly listens to Lenny's outburst, but then orders his men to brutally beat Lenny and demands that the painting and the money be returned to him.
I run this town!
Archie and Lenny's crew continue their hunt for Johnny Quid, the missing painting, and the stolen money. We then find Johnny Quid, surrounded by 3 people. These 3 individuals claim to be Johnny's followers, fans who admire him deeply. They settle in his living room, clearly expecting him to speak to them, to deliver some kind of message or wisdom. But Johnny is not impressed by him. He sees through their act. To him, they look like junkies, people lost in their addictions. Feeling annoyed, Johnny turns to Pete, one of his trusted people, and tells him to ask these visitors to leave. These aren't just random fans or junkies. They have managed to steal the painting, the one that Yuri lent to Lenny. The painting was stolen right under Johnny's nose, and Johnny, for all his cunning, had no idea it happened. Meanwhile, Stella, Yuri's accountant, visits 1-2. She has been in cahoots with 1-2's gang, tipping them off about Yuri's money transfers. During her visit, they end up in bed together, engaging in a passionate encounter. Just as this happens, something else is unfolding. The 2 junkies who managed to get hold of Johnny's stolen painting decide to sell it. They end up selling the painting to the Wild Bunch, 1-2's gang. After finishing his time with Stella, 1-2 quickly takes the painting and delivers it to her. Stella is astonished. She never expected 1-2 to show up with the exact painting that has caused so much chaos. While this is happening, Mickey and Roman, who have been tracking Johnny down, make contact with Archie. They plan to capture Johnny and hand him over. As the tension mounts, Yuri's men track down 1-2 in his apartment. But before anything can happen, Archie finds out that 1-2 has the stolen painting. Archie gathers his crew and heads over to 1-2's place. They manage to eliminate the gunman, but it doesn't end there. They capture 1-2, along with his partners Mumbles and Handsome Bob. The 3 are brought in because Bob has important information. He knows the identity of a notorious police informant who has been betraying people in the London underworld. At the same time, Yuri is still blinded by his love for Stella. He visits Stella at her home, and he takes a bold step by proposing to her. He confesses that he has been in love with her for a long time and asks her to marry him. Yuri notices something strange. There, hanging on the wall in Stella's living room, is his lucky painting. Confused and suspicious, he asks Stella how long she has had the painting. Unaware of its significance, Stella casually replies that she's had it for years. This answer enrages Yuri. In a matter of moments, the love he once felt for her turns into a deep sense of betrayal. Yuri orders one of his associates to kill her. Meanwhile, once they arrive at the warehouse, Johnny continues to taunt Lenny, provoking him by revealing a painful secret. Johnny lets it slip that Lenny, his own stepfather, had once snitched on Archie, betraying his closest ally. This revelation pushes Lenny over the edge. Lenny pulls out a gun and shoots Johnny.
I thought I'd tell him the story about how you grassed him up. Whoa!
Lenny, now in full control, drags Johnny, along with Roman and Mickey, downstairs. He's determined to get answers from the Wild Bunch. Lenny demands that they will tell him where the stolen money is hidden. The tension in the room is thick, and it's clear that the wrong move could cost someone their life. Sensing the danger, Handsome Bob finally speaks up. He tells Lenny that he knows where the money is, and he gives Lenny an address. Archie, standing nearby, checks Bob's jacket pocket and pulls out some papers. These papers reveal a shocking truth. The infamous informant, known only by the codename Sidney Shaw, is none other than Lenny himself. With this revelation, Archie finally understands everything. Lenny, his trusted boss, had been betraying him all along. Lenny had made deals with the police, handing over several of his criminal associates in exchange for his own freedom. Archie, 1-2, Mumbles, and even Handsome Bob had all been victims of Lenny's treachery. Archie confronts Lenny. Lenny tries to apologize, but it's too late. Archie, deeply hurt by the betrayal, gives Lenny a backhand slap.
You're free to go, Mr. Sidney Shaw.
No, they're setting me up, Archie.
You are a very dirty bastard, Sydney.
And in the end, Archie kills Lenny. As this drama unfolds, Johnny, Mickey, Roman, and 2 of Lenny's men are trapped in an elevator. The plan is for Lenny's gangsters to take him to a secluded spot, execute them, and then dispose of their bodies. But Johnny, ever the sharp and cunning one, realizes what's about to happen. He tells Mickey and Roman exactly how the gangsters plan to kill them. Thanks to Johnny's insight, Mickey and Roman are able to defend themselves. After a fierce struggle, they manage to kill their captors. Johnny, always thinking ahead, pretends to be dead when the elevator doors open, and killing them too. However, just when they think they've escaped, they run into one last henchman. 1-2 steps in and delivers the final blow, saving Johnny and the others. In the final scene, Johnny, who has always been eccentric and wild, now claims to have changed. He says he's given up his addictions, except for the occasional cigarette. The 2 of them, joking around, and Archie gives Johnny the lucky painting that caused so much trouble. Archie offers it as a peace offering, saying that the painting cost a very wealthy man an arm and a leg. Johnny accepts the gift, and with a newfound sense of independence, declares that he is ready to be like his Uncle Archie. And with that, the film comes to a close, leaving us with the sense that Johnny has finally found his path.
Because I'm going to be just like you, Uncle. Now, I'm going to be a real rock and roller.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.